the ownership. They have misspent, they've misused the club, they've sold off the assets, they've secured loans against the club. People say they spent 1.5 billion. That's like the Glazer clause. Not people don't know about it. Basically, the quicker they spend the money, it means they get release clauses, and they've used them release clauses on 21 shell companies to saddle the club with debt. I had an interview about it, but it didn't go too well. So all the Chelsea fans feel as well as I do. The mismanagement, the distrust. They don't really talk to us properly, and they're not very. They're not endearing to Chelsea fans.
People would say that they've spent money, but do you feel like it's difficult to see in the squad what the money's been spent on?
Exactly that. Yeah, it's exactly that. A lot of people were bamboozled by it. I think their initial intention was to make the squad all right. But you've got to remember that's to secure Champions League football and future processes, funds. And that hasn't worked. So what they then have reverted to is spending it in youth players. Hopefully they will fruitate. 8-year contracts doesn't give the players motivation. Then we've hired a coach. There's so many things at play here who's not to the standard we need, and he can't manage this group of players. Maresca.
What did you think about Pochettino?
I thought he did well, and he only left because he basically fronted them up and said, "Listen, this isn't what I want. We need more experienced players."
Would you feel like you want a new coach to come in as well?
Really unfair to say that. I mean, I'm more against with the ownership, but then obviously at some point that crosses over to sporting directors. Which is then the ownership. And what model they've said to Maresca, you don't know. He's an inexperienced manager. He's trying to make his way. And unfortunately, he's been caught in the crossfire, if you will, of Chelsea Football Club.
I can understand the feeling that the fans have towards the owners. It kind of looks like a circus right now. We spent almost $1 billion without any results on the field or even outside of the field. So it's quite concerning for the future of our club.
Do you feel like the ownership have spent a lot of money, but maybe not in the right sort of place?
Definitely. I mean, I think we have 8 goalkeepers in our books, and none of them are world class. And we spend more than 150 millions of pounds.
Chelsea used to be a successful club before this new ownership, so we didn't need to change directors, players, everything. Like Todd Boehly and Ekbali and anyone involved, they could have just come here, try to learn how football works, because they have no experience. They are great businessmen. They are amazing at doing business, and fair play to them. Like everything that they did with contracts and everything, it's amazing. But this is not a business. This is not a listed company on the New York Stock Exchange. This is a football club, and these people have no clue at all about football. They come here, they want to change everything, and they just single-handedly ruined a 20-year dynasty in 2 years. This club reached rock bottom. We have no players. And apart from maybe Palmer, which has some sort of profit, who is everyone else? Like overhyped players, but we went and gave £260 million to Brighton, and we lost to Brighton 4 times in the past 2 years. Does anyone have a clue about what's going on? So it's time for someone to take a step back, understand that they don't know what they're doing, and try to reset and start all over again. And this property really cannot do it.
What specifically do you think is the problem? Because some people would say, well, they've spent a lot of money, which shows that maybe they care about the club. What would you say to that?
It's how they spend the money. You got players without Premier League experience, without, who are these players? Was Mikhailo Mudryk worth £80 million? Yes, okay, £20 million went to charity and whatnot. But are we going to buy someone in the Ukraine Premier League for £80 million without proven experience of playing in Europe or in England? Cole Palmer was a lucky buy. We were trying to buy Olise. We couldn't get Olise, and we got Palmer on the very last day. So the only good player that we got was just luck. So who are the people that are trying to bring good players to Chelsea? I don't know. Yes, maybe someone from Brighton that had some experience, but this ownership is changing idea every 5 minutes.